are now tuned into the greatest sports show on the planet. That's Prince, and he's Barty. And you're now listening to Prince and Barty. Buckle up.
Welcome to Prince and Barty, episode 110. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, man? We back at it. I'm excited. Let's talk some sports.
Let's get right into it. March Madness. Paige Beckers, man. She has been going crazy in the tournament. I know we've been talking a lot of men's. We'll get to that in a minute, but so let's go through Paige, what she's been going on, man. She had a 40-point game, highest in UConn history, man. You know, Maya Moore was there. Taurasi's played at UConn. So some UConn greats. Top 5 all time in UConn in scoring. Highest scoring game, like I said, of 40. Paige, man, she's going to the Final Four. You know, a lot has been talked about. Obviously, Juju, rest up Juju. Juju got hurt. We know Caitlin Clark's running college. Paige is projected to go number 1 in this year's WNBA draft. Juju has another year because, you know, women, I believe, have to stay 3 to 4 years. So they need to change that rule ASAP. But when you look at Paige Beckers, man, she dealt with a lot of injury through her career, but she could play, man. She could shoot it. She could pass. She could dribble, score at all 3 levels. What do you think Paige could do on the next level? You know, she's dominating college, one of the UConn greats, and UConn stay with greats, man. Like I mentioned that list before. What could Paige do at the next level?
When we talk about Paige, Paige is, as you said, a beast at all levels, triple threat. College basketball has been interesting, man, from Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark to coming into the WNBA. Now we got Juju and Paige. Who she gets drafted to, what's the team look like around her, she's going to make an instant impact in the WNBA. Now, is she going to have the Caitlin Clark effect? I don't think so, because we're talking about something that Steph Curry had the same effect with the NBA. But I do think that she's going to come in immediately and make an impact. She's going to do big time in the Final Four. I definitely got them going to the championship game. It's going to be interesting. Now, Juju, on the other hand, she has more time, so we got to see what happens there. I don't think she's going to be as big as Paige. Some people say she will, but I think it's like the same as Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You know, Paige is more Caitlin to a poor man's Caitlin. And then I would say Angel Reese and Juju are on the same trajectory.
Nah, for sure. Juju a beast, man. I think Paige playing for UConn, obviously, you know, women's dominance for UConn. I feel like they win every other year. But we coming into the Elite Eight. So who we got in the women's Elite Eight? We got Duke, South Carolina, LSU, UCLA, TCU and Texas, and UConn versus Southern Cal. So Elite Eight, they're a little behind the men right now. But Dawn Staley, man, 20-1 record. She back to the Elite Eight again, man. Like, she been just dominating, man. Obviously, she had a heartbreaking loss last year. But, you know, Dawn Staley was a dog as a WNBA player, you know, Team USA. I remember that one Martin episode where it was her, like Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Ball in that Martin episode. But when you look at Dawn Staley, man, why do you think women's coaches don't get as much love as the men? You know, she's dominating. Like I said, 20-1 all time in the tournament, but that's a damn near perfect record, man.
I feel when you talking coaching and the names in coaching, already you have some coaches that don't even get the respect they deserve. Like Budenholzer's a good coach, but he doesn't get that same respect. So when we have so many coaches to go through, we tend to overlook what these women coaches are doing. Dawn Staley wasn't just a great player. She's a great coach. She transcends basketball from just being on the court to calling on the sidelines. What she's doing right now is amazing. You definitely got to root for her, man. Her story, how she moving. If she can get them to the championship, it'll be a beautiful story on her career.
No, 100%, man. But looking at March Madness as a whole, man, you know, they said Mike Jordan became Michael Jordan and Air Jordan from his big shot against Georgetown. We all know that big shot he hit when he was at North Carolina. We know Cardiac Kemba was born with that legendary step back when he won it for UConn. What are some great, I guess, March Madness memories for you? Anything in the tournament you could think of?
I mean, you got the Kristen Leitner, the shot from
Yeah,
Leitner.
man.
You know you got the story from what happened with Fab Five.
All right.
You know, so many memories, man. So many memories. I mean, Fab Five probably jumps out at me because I think that's probably one of the greatest college teams we ever saw, and for them not to win one,
Yeah.
that was that's a terrible story.
Nah, for sure, man. But we Final Four time for the men. So the men's are just like I said, are they ahead of the women? So we got Auburn versus Florida, man, and we got Duke versus Houston. I know you've been high on Houston, but listen, man. So we was early talking about Cooper Flagg from when he was in high school. Got a lot of views, a lot of hits, good feedback on the Cooper Flagg coverage, but I had a chance to really dissect Cooper Flagg's game. Like he's a 6'9", do everything kind of guy. Now follow me. I got a funky comparison. You know, a lot of people want to compare him to Larry Bird, Kevin Love, Christian Laettner. That's racist, bro. We not dealing with that. But my comparisons are, follow me, Scottie Pippen, Pascal Siakam, and Andre Kirilenko. Scottie Pippen, he a complete basketball player, man. You know, we talk about Braun, we talk about complete players could score on all three levels, dribble, shoot, and defend, right? That's how you look at Scottie Pippen. No holes in his offensive game. I look at Siakam as the motor. You go back to that championship run with Toronto, he was Kawhi Scottie Pippen, taking charges, diving for loose balls, just that grit and grind kind of player to him. Because a lot of great players don't have that aspect to their game, right? Andre Kirilenko, wiry, lock up your best player, taking a defensive assignment. Scotty was doing that too, but just the length he has. Cooper Flagg, we know he did great white hype. He been dominating the headlines. A lot of great players in this. I know you've been high on Houston, but when you see Cooper Flagg, what kind of transition do you see him making into the NBA? Because I think he could actually be better in the pros with a wide open game. So what do you see as Cooper Flagg's ceiling?
Everything is about where he goes. If he has to start his career on his own, I'm not saying he won't be a big name. He'll be a great name. But if he can go into a team where they already have a number one and he could fit in as a number two, watch out. I do agree with your comparisons. I won't say the second comparison, but I think Kirilenko and Scottie Pippen are spot on for him. I think he's going to have a great game in the championship. Sorry, the Final Four. I'm sorry. That game is a toss up for me. I love Florida versus Auburn. I'm taking Florida all day. We either got Florida and Duke in the championship, or it's going to be Florida and Houston. Now, the Houston game all depends on if they're able to keep some bodies on Cooper Flagg. That's the key. Cooper Flagg is the key. That's why I said it's a toss-up. I've been picking Houston all year. I'm going to stay with my pick.
That's real.
I got to stay with my pick. That's what I picked. So I'm going to stay with Houston. But we'll see what's up. If Houston gets to the championship versus Florida, Houston's going to win it all. This is their biggest test. They get past Duke, they're winning the whole thing.
Nah, low key. That's why a lot of people are kind of saying this is the championship right now, you know, the Houston Duke game. But all these teams are number one. All these are number one seeds. So this one of the first times you got 4 number one seeds. So it's really a pick 'em, man. But let's get into this Barty report, man.
It's the Barty report.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
Where A-Slim Barty, a.k.a. Barty, brings you the latest news, rumors, and updates of the NFL.
So I'm watching social media the other day, and I see your boy King Henry. You know, his workouts be legendary, man. Like he running up hills, running in sand. You know, growing up, we always seen Jerry Rice running on the beach. We seen the Jerry Rice workouts with the hills. We seen KG running on the beach. You know, we see a lot of these great players. When I look at Derrick Henry, it's like all his workouts translate to the field because you can have guys who work out, take 1,000 jumpers and doing all these funky drills. But Derrick Henry, what do we always say about Henry? Fourth quarter, he actually gets more energy. So all his workouts relate to his actual game. When you look at how guys prepare, how does Derrick Henry stack up to people you've seen in other sports?
I think Derrick Henry is a physical specimen as far as the running back goes. We see his size, we see his speed, we see his agility, and we probably haven't seen much of that. His body type is more so AP, but he's bigger than AP. You know, Adrian Peterson was a big bruiser back that can do a lot of different things. Now, I would say Henry does not have the same agility as Adrian Peterson, but as far as size goes, he's a little bit bigger, and he's a problem. Um, Looking at what he does on and off the field, his workouts. I mean, you know, he says he looks up to all the greats who do workout, TOs, the LeBron James, you know, all the physical specimens throughout sports history. So Henry takes good care of his body, and then now he's paired up with Lamar. We're going to see seasons like he had last year for years to come because either you're going to sell out on Lamar, or you're going to sell out on Henry. So they're going to be a better team. He's going to have a bigger year as a running back, and um, Saquon as well is going to have a big year. But when you look at the situation, physical specimen, running back, he's a beast, man. It's a beast. Nothing you can really say for him. But his workout is perfect. His game is perfect. He just hasn't equated to a Super Bowl ring yet.
That's my next question. Will they come out the AFC? Will this be the year Lamar does something that can a dominant running quarterback and a dominant back? Will they win the title?
So I remember years ago, me and you had a discussion on same show. But we were talking about a different quarterback, Joe Burrows. And you kept telling me you gotta slay the king. When it comes to the AFC, as long as Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrows, Josh Allen, his chances of winning the Super Bowl is very slim. Even with all he has, you've seen Patrick Mahomes is back in the Super Bowl again this year. And so then you got Joe who re-signed all his pieces, and every time y'all played them, you only beat them by a touchdown or a last-second play.
Right.
So those were miraculous games. So I think from a stats perspective, the AFC is going to be great. We're going to get great star power from Josh, from Joe, from Patty, from Lamar. But what's going to give the NFC so wide open is that other than Daniels and a few other quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts has a slingshot to the Super Bowl every year. So it's just a matter of who he plays in the Super Bowl.
No, that's real. But speaking of like the Ravens, they just extended Jim Harbaugh. He got extended. My thing, let me know if I'm tripping, right? I look at Jim Harbaugh, great coach. It's undeniable. But he's kind of like in that Mike Tomlin situation where great culture guys. What's the option? Can you fire them? Do you keep them? They're not really getting you over the hump, but what can you do without them? What do you think about that extension, man? Is his job ever going to be on the line?
Well, number one, I don't think so because of the Ravens take care of their coaches or their pieces. Now, number two, I do agree with you what you said about Tomlin. When we're talking about tiers of all-time coaches, they're probably tier three. Tomlin and Harbaugh will always be in tier three because they have tenure. They've been coaching for a long time, but they only have a Super Bowl apiece. So they can't get past tier three when it comes to coaches. I could name 6 or 7 coaches that are better than those two guys in the all-time coaching room.
No, I agree, man. Speaking of coaches, our boy Prime Time. So I was playing Must Be the Money. So career between MLB, NFL, Deion made $46 million. $46 million. It's wild how much these GOATs were underpaid, man. I know different times. I get it. But man, it's it's a disservice, man, how underpaid these guys was. Jordan, Deion, these Barry Sanders, but he signed for $54 million for Colorado. They extended him multiple years. My question is, it was talk that Deion was going to follow Shador, that he was going to go to the NFL, possibly look at the Cowboys job. Was this a smart move for Deion? Because we know we got NIL. Colorado could only get so many recruits, right? It's not like you in UM, you're not in Alabama. Was it smart for Prime Time to lock himself in with Colorado? Hey, you can't turn that bread down, but was it the right move for Deion?
If Prime can get Colorado to the playoffs or even to the Final Four of college teams, that money is going to be worth the investment. I know we don't see a lot of players that's going to go through the window or through the portal to Colorado, but when I look at the whole situation of what Prime is trying to do, he just lost his two best players, Travis Hunter, and his son is going to the draft. We know that. So now let's see what he does next year with the team. I think Prime knows what he's doing, and he came up under a lot of great coaches. So he's wise. He hanging out with Belichick. He hanging out with other teams, players, and coaches. Tom Brady. So I think he knows what he's doing. I'm going to be excited to see what they do in Colorado. Always rooting for them. Definitely want to see them in their playoffs. If they can get in the playoffs, that'd be decent. But I mean, it's going to be interesting going forward, man. See what his son does in the NFL. Who drafts him? A lot of people are still saying the Giants may go after him. Saying Cam Ward's going to go first. We don't know where Travis Hunter's going to go. It's going to be, listen, it's going to be interesting. Draft night, listen, I would love to be in the building.
No, 100%. Marshall Faulk over there too at the running back coach.
Yeah.
You got Warren Sapp. He got some great NFL coaches, position coaches.
Definitely.
Well, let's get into the hardwood, man.
Holding court with Prince. Our resident NBA guru, Prince, dives into all things basketball.
Cage into a three. Got it! Curry!
LaMelo Ball is out for the season. Now, some people might be like, man, they wasn't going to the playoffs no way. But I think my bigger question is, does he need to go wherever Steph Curry went for them ankles? Because I feel like every time you look up, they Charmin, man, he got tissue paper ankles. He cannot keep them ankles together. I don't know what it is with LaMelo Ball. Had a career year this year. They ain't beat nobody, but he was averaging damn near 30. Assists were up. But like I said, is he just more of like a globetrotter where he young, he lit, he got the Skittles color sneakers. He's just like a young boy, man. What can he become? Would you trade him if you're Charlotte? I know he's bringing in revenue, but he just seems like a circus act. I'm not trying to discredit him. I salute the Ball family, but he just seems like a circus act. He doesn't seem like a serious player yet because he needs a real coach and real culture with him. What would you do with LaMelo Ball if you're Charlotte, or where do you see his career going?
I wouldn't get rid of LaMelo Ball because he's a hybrid. He has a little bit of Jay Williams in him and a little bit of Mitch Richmond. He has the handle, he has the play, then he got the shot, he got the game. Yeah, his legs are tissue paper, but we've seen that with the Ball kids. No disrespect. One had knee problems, the other one has ankle problems. So maybe they need to put more money into their training like LeBron does or anybody else does, KD, Steph Curry. I think that he has the talent to jump up to a higher tier in the NBA, but he has to get a handle on the ankles. He definitely does. I wouldn't get rid of him if I was Charlotte. They need to pair up if they could pair up a decent big with him, then he'll have the same I won't say the same impact, but a similar impact to what Luka has when he has a big. He can throw more alleys, he get more open shots, put a couple shooters around him. We'll probably be seeing a 7th or an 8th seed in the Eastern Conference.
No, I agree, man. They definitely need people, but they just need Charlotte culture just always been trash. I feel like I can't remember what with Kendall Gill and Larry Johnson and Zoe was out there. That's the last time they've been decent.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues was their point guard.
Yeah, that's damn. So that's to show you how long they've been kind of irrelevant in the postseason. But speaking of tragedy, let's talk about these Sixers, man. Obviously, they shut down Joel Embiid. You got Maxey there. You got Paul George. Paid him a boatload of money. Will the Sixers ever get it together? And what does next year look like? We know this year's a wash. Podcast P shut the podcast down. So what Daryl Morey, I feel like Daryl Morey must have naked pictures of Adam Silver and every owner in the league, because the way he keep getting second chances and bail money it needs to be studied. He just makes bad decision after bad decision, but yet he doesn't get fired. You extend Joel Embiid, knowing his injury history. He spit in your face, went to the Olympics, said he was American when he not, and here we are. What do we do with the Sixers? Do you blow it up? Do you sell high, buy low? Like what do you do?
I give it one more year. One more year. See what if Joel can be healthy for a season. Paul Pierce be healthy for a season. We know what Maxey can do. See if they can have a big three effect like the Miami Heat, and they possibly could make it to a conference final. Now, I don't know about them beating the Celtics. As long as the Celtics is put together, it's going to take some greatness. You're going to need about 3 great players on a team that's going at it every night. And I only see about 1 or 2 teams that can do that in the NBA. Sixers also need to figure out their coaching situation, the GM situation. The Sixers remind me of the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL. That's how they ran, just like the Cowboys. Yeah, high expectation, good players, decent coaching, but they just can't get right. Sixers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA.
You know what's funny about what you said? You had a Freudian slip, but it makes sense because you said Paul Pierce. And that's who they would need because Paul George ain't making it happen, right? Just the fact that you said Paul Pierce, that's the only Paul you recognize, right? But the problem is Paul Pierce is retired and not making $200-something million, right? So I don't know, man. It's tough for me because I'm a Paul George fan. I love his game, but it's just hard to defend. It's hard to defend any of it, man. He just looks like a shell of himself. Because my thing is, you said you wanted to make what Kawhi was making. They didn't want to pay you. The Clippers knew something. Now they playing better than ever. They're gonna make a playoff push without you, and you on the sideline. Yeah, you paid, but you in Philly, and you had the Eagles parade. So I don't know what their next step is, man. But let's talk about your boy LeBron James, man. LeBron had a crazy week. The Pat McAfee tour just got Stephen A. looking all kind of silly out here in these streets. But aside from the drama, him and Luka really look good. They redid the iconic D Wade LeBron lob the other night. So chemistry's there. LeBron already said that he's gonna work with the team, restructure his deal. And so Luka could get some help, so they could get some help. Obviously, we need a big, but what other pieces do you think we could add to this current roster? We waived Cam Reddish, finally. No disrespect to Cam, but just taking up, there's a paperweight on our team. What pieces do we need? A big is obvious, but the right big. Who would be the perfect pieces you think the Lakers could get this offseason?
Lakers need to keep 2 of their 3 and D players. Finney-Smith, Vanderbilt, I would keep. LeBron, I would keep. Luka Doncic, I would keep. Austin Reeves.
Oh my God.
He's the future. Listen, I would get rid of LeBron and Luka before I touch AR. AR is the man. We need a big, definitely need a big, but I think they need another a pure shooter, someone that you know that when he shoots his buckets. If I was LA, you know who I would go after? I know this sounds crazy. We'll go ahead and add Clay to the roster. Put Clay somewhere in there to get us some shooting, and then get us another big. It don't have to be a big name big. It could be somebody's backup big, Hunter, Capella, Brooke Lopez.
Capella, yeah, I like Capella, man.
Yeah, Hartenstein. We can get Hartenstein from OKC, even though he got that contract. That's another piece that would be good. They just need a roaming big who's active, because you got to move with LeBron and Luka, and then if they get another shooter, that will open things up where Luka could do what he want. LeBron could run the lane and dunk when he want. I mean, it's a win-win for both, because when you look at it, LeBron started off his career as Magic. Now he's going to end off his career as Worthy.
That might be, you might got to say that for the, yeah, that's a take right there. I agree, man. We definitely need more. What if we got Lethal Shooter? Get him off IG, man.
Lethal Shooter, no disrespect. Lethal Shooter could play, but I don't see Lethal Shooter doing anything in regards to I don't see Lethal Shooter doing anything in regards to the NBA on the defensive side.
Nah,
so that's gonna be interesting.
That's real, but they say you in a star till you get a coach fired, man. You know, going back to Magic, going back to LeBron. You know, LeBron got a few coaches fired, right? Taylor Jenkins has been relieved of his duties for the Memphis Grizzlies, and sources say that Ja Morant was not happy with the offense. He wasn't happy how, if you notice, Ja's numbers dipped, where they top 5 in the West, but Ja been real quiet. Somebody asked me the other day, man, is Ja Morant hurt? I'm like, he not hurt. He just not getting his numbers. He just looks pedestrian. I always said Bane was their real scorer. Ja is a hell of a point guard, but he's not a scorer. And what I mean by scorer, SGA is a scorer. He's going to get you his 30 every night. You know what I mean? De'Aaron Fox is a scorer. Ja Morant can score, but he likes to get it in different ways, at the rim, off the dribble. But when you look at Ja Morant and that Grizzlies team, I mean, what do you do now? I mean, it's easy to blame the coach, but I think they got different issues. They got to pay Triple J a damn near super max if he makes all defensive team. I think you're looking at $360 million for, no disrespect, but you can't pay him that money.
They too small. When you got a Jurassic old LeBron James who can run up and down the court and still outrun your young team, it shows that they're too small. JJ can do what he can do, but they're still too small. Then they need better shooting. They need taller guards to put around. Ja Morant is their point and tall guard, which that's cool if you had a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the middle or a Shaq in the middle. But you got a JJ in the middle.
So you don't think Edie could do nothing?
Edie he needs to do some development classes with Akeem Olajuwon. He has the size, but he needs someone to get his footwork together and get his moves together. It's all about coaching, or maybe even get Patrick Ewing to teach him some moves. But they got to figure something out, because it's not looking good for them at all.
I agree, man. So your boy Mac McClung dropped 46 points in the G League. They playing with that man. Like, he, you know, every February they roll out the red carpet to make him put on the mascot, the Duncan uniform. But he over there getting buckets in the G League, 46 points. What do you think about just Matt McClung? At what point do you give up and just say, you know what, NBA playing games, I'm gonna just go to China and become Marbury over there? They're gonna give me statues, all the dim sum I could eat, all the green tea, all the things China could offer, man. When do you just pull the plug and go get that Go get that yen.
Well, number one, I ain't trying to poo-poo on the 46, but I still think you can get 20 in the G League right now. 20 a game, easy. I give Prince 20 a game in the G League. So I'm not gonna give McClung that much love because I know what you can do. Let's keep it a buck. It don't make no sense for him to go to China when every All-Star weekend he's gonna get that check. He's gonna get that check. NBA is gonna keep him in the G League so that they can have him for the dunk contest for the next 3 years.
That's a sad truth.
Win the draw, he's in there. He don't really do that much in the G League, man. I mean, he's not playing up against that top tier talent in the NBA. And then he comes into the dunk contest. He already knows the rims because a lot of the games he's playing is at NBA stadiums. So he does his thing.
Man,
Let's get some dunk favor.
Nah, I'm with you, man. Matt, just go ahead and get that $250,000 every February, my boy.
Thanks.
Let's get into this financial playbook.
You're locked into the financial playbook with Prince and Barty, discussing all the money moves happening in the world of sports.
I don't dance now, I make money moves.
This is going to be about MLB. You know, opening season is here. MLB is here. So I'm looking at some numbers. Our boy Juan Soto. So he signed a $765 million deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at some of the perks. He gets his number 22.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a luxury suite at Citi Field. 4 premium seats per game.
Mm-hmm.
So family, luxury box, award bonuses, and security for family. So you know when you're the president, you get lifetime security. You get lifetime security as the president. When you look at Juan Soto's deal, are we going too far with baseball players, man? Does little JJ need to get this bat, this Louisville Slugger, and we take the ball out of his hand?
Listen, you need to have him playing baseball. I'm just telling you the truth.
Straight up.
Listen, you got a team in New York that don't got a salary cap. You got other teams that don't have a salary cap in Boston. All these teams have all this money. They're paying people their money. You've seen what the Mets have paid to certain players. And it's granted they do deserve the money. Look how many games they play. They play all the games. You know, the thing that saves them is not a real physical sport unless you're going to slide in home or slide in the third. Other than that, it's not really a physical sport. So much can be said for the playing, for the what's going on with sport. Soto getting his check, man. Let him get his check. He's providing. You've seen what everybody's doing. All the stars to what's going on with Mookie Betts and everything in LA, to the Mets, to the Yankees, to the Boston Red Sox. I mean, they gonna cut the check because at the end of the day, yeah, you can say the numbers are down from a television standpoint. The fans still are going to the baseball games.
No, that's a good
fans still show up at the stadiums.
That's real, bro. Like I got a crazy stat too. Los Angeles Dodgers payroll $370 million. The whole AL Central combined payroll is $544 million. So it just shows you the kind of money. I think they was talking about Ohtani and all the other foreign players. They about $1 billion in payroll. So baseball is not short of bread at all. You know, what do they call it? America's pastime. They eating over there, bro. They are eating over there.
They cutting the checks, man. They cutting the checks. If you keep doing what you're doing, I mean, they're gonna cut the check. That's why let JJ come out like another Aaron Judge. You're gonna be getting big time money, big time.
Now, speaking of that, like you see, the Yankees kill them, and they already got like 15 homers, 15 runs already.
Mm-hmm.
The first 5 games. So them bats over there working, but they gotta work. They gotta work in October though.
That's what matters most. What I've learned from the AL East, they ain't been the same. Every team, the last time the Yankees went, they lost. Last time the Sox went, they lost. I mean, teams ain't looking good.
Talk to us about fantasy, man. You the king of all fantasy.
He won't go down. He is averaging 26, 8, and 9.
Can he live up to all the hype? No one can live up to this type of hype.
Now, it's time for the Prince and Barty Fantasy Talk. What you got for him, fellas?
How your NBA fantasy looking, man? I know a lot of people be high on NFL. He got me to playing fantasy 1 year, but it's somebody we can't speak of. We don't speak of his name. He made shit weird in the league, so I had to get up out of there. And y'all, everybody who know me. I can't go for that. But talk to me about what's going on in fantasy right now, bro.
Yeah, NBA fantasy right now. You need Shea, Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic, Jokic. These are the players that's going to be carrying teams. It's a lot of teams that have some issues, but these are the players that's going to be carrying teams. From my team standpoint, we had a lot of injuries, so that's the reason why I made it to the semifinals. But I'm going to lose this week because Sabonis been hurt. I had a lot of players who's been injured, so it's been rough on my squad. Plus, I have Paul George. That lets you know what happened with me.
Not Paul Pierce.
Yeah, not Paul Pierce. Paul George. I had Paul George on my squad. And Paul George, they shut him down not too long ago. But whoever is rocking with the players who are on the end, so the guys who go into the championship in the league I'm in, one guy got Shea, Mitchell, and LeBron. The other guy, I think, has Jokic, Westbrook, and 2 other cats. And so, it's going to be a good matchup in the championship from a basketball fantasy perspective. I mean, if you got the MVP 9 times out of 10 plus decent pieces around them, you're going to be in the championship. So it should be whoever I say pushes to get MVP numbers towards the end the most is probably going to be the team that wins the basketball fantasy. Looking forward to the playoffs. Also, the teams that are trying to rush to get into play-in, those players as well are good players to have in basketball fantasy.
But how are we looking on the bets, man? I know you the hockey guy. How the hockey pays going, man? I'm on a Hard Rock app now trying to get paid off this hockey. What should I be looking at?
The Ice Check with Barty.
He shoots, he scores!
Talking all things hockey with the latest news and highlights.
I will be betting heavy the Capitals because Ovechkin's trying to break the record. And actually, I looked at their numbers. They're looking like they can make good noise in the playoffs. So I would definitely keep betting the Capitals. VGK, as always, Vegas is a must. I'm trying to think who else. Boston's looking decent. I'm an Islanders guy all day. I'm rocking Islanders. New York Rangers is crazy. Right now, I definitely will rock with the Rangers. Rangers is definitely one of the top tier teams as far as betting goes.
Why, for the average person who don't know, why does it pay so well, and why are you so confident in betting on hockey?
Well, if you pick the right goal line, you're going to triple or quadruple your money. So that's what you got to look at. You need a puck line or a goal line. And so that means the team wins by 2 goals. So when you bet in basketball and there's a cover, there's no real plus. Everything is a minus. Plus is how you make money. So if you get a plus 100, that means you're going to double your money. You get a plus 50, 150, you see, 200, you know what I'm saying? You double your money. 300, 350, 450. And so with the run lines, you get a lot of plus 175, plus 250, and you go from there.
Say less, man. That's the episode 110. We appreciate the support. Like I said, big announcements, big things coming up. New custom hats, colorways coming your way. Till next time, man. Prince and Barty, we out.
Prince and Barty is your #1 source for all things sports. Now streaming on Spotify and iTunes. Prince and Barty will be doing live broadcast at several locations around the country. Follow and like all Prince and Barty's social media pages for exclusive details. There will be game tournaments, sport trivia, best fan contest, and cash giveaways all night. This can be your chance to win big.